Minecraft Bedrock Beta Preview 1.19.80.20 has just been released, and this is really exciting. It's an amazing beta and preview, and that's for a number of reasons. Number one, it's the first beta and preview with the number 80 in it. This means that we are really close to the release of 1.19.70, the full release for Minecraft Bedrock, which is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to that happening, stuff like that, that's going to release if we're lucky in next week, and if we're not as lucky the week after that. Anyways, subscribe and hit the bell to get notified for when that comes out. But we're going to be going through this, through all the changes, through everything we've got. Now, first off, due to unavoidable circumstances, this week's beta and preview is not yet available on Android, I believe. Of course, Mojang is once again working to fix that issue, right? But that's absolutely fine. Anyways, with this beta and preview, the first thing we have is the Cherry Grove. They're introducing the Cherry Grove biome to Bedrock beta and previews, and you can find it in the mountains, just like meadows. It has a new flower, pink petals as the ground cover, which can also be crafted into pink dye. Pigs, rabbits, sheep, and bees will be able to spawn there, and it comes with a new wood set, of course, for the cherry blossom trees. And next, they've also tweaked the decorated pot neck based on feedback they've received from the community, which is always something amazing to hear, when Mojang makes changes according to community feedback, right? This is, by the way, also something that we saw in the Java snapshot. Anyways, the decorated pot no longer provides support for blocks wanting to attach to its side faces. The decorated pot is not stackable in the inventory. Base recipe for the decorated pot now will actually show up in, the recipe book in survival. The decorated pot particle is now based on the default decorated pot side texture, and they've also updated the Archer Pottery shard texture. And in the Java snapshot changelog, it said that this was also due to community feedback. However, it doesn't say it here, but I think we can assume that it probably was. Next, they've also changed the brush recipe to use a feather, copper ingot, and a stick. And now this is something we actually saw on Reddit, I believe, which is really amazing to see that be introduced. So that's really, really cool. I'm not sure if you guys saw that Reddit post. It was really popular, but yeah. So that's amazing to see, of course. Breaking animations now work when holding a brush in the third person view, and they've added a slight cooldown for particles and sounds when you are using the brush item. As for the suspicious sand, it now emits particles when broken by pistons. It's no longer waterloggable, and it now connects to fence blocks. Camels will stop dashing when entering a rideable entity. And we've gotten 1.5 sneak. And what this means is, just like on Java Edition, when we crouch, we'll be able to get underneath of slabs and stuff like that, which is of course amazing. That's wonderful, perfect, beautiful to see. A few weeks ago we got the crawling ability, and now we also have 1.5 sneak, which is amazing, of course. Then we've also gotten a huge other change, and that is that we've gotten an update to the You Died screen. It was the thumbnail of this video, so it's basically a lot cleaner, a lot simpler, and it's really in line with the new what'd you call it? The new world creation screen. That's the word I was looking for. It's really in line with the new Hello Turtle world creation screen and stuff like that. So that's what it looks like a lot. Anyways, we've gotten quite a few just simple accessibility updates, to do with text and speech, stuff like that. Always improving that, of course. So mangrove, bamboo, and polished blackstone buttons are now no longer going to be visible on maps, and flowers are once again displayed immediately when placed inside of a flower pot. Yeah, so now we're just going to go through some bug fixes. We've had the most interesting parts, sadly. So they've fixed the player moving in the wrong direction after entering a container screen. But that was only whilst using a gamepad. Players can no longer sneak whilst flying. They fixed an animation transition between swimming and walking, and the health boost effect will no longer fully replenish the player's health after it runs out. Yeah. Then we've also just gotten some other general bug fixes. So cooking a chorus fruit in the furnace will now actually generate experience. It didn't before. And campfire sounds are now louder and more clear. Next, we've also got quite a few graphical fixes. So a few of them have to do with light sources, and the other few of them have to do with capes. Yep. One stability and performance fix. So they fixed a bug where invalid banner patterns were causing players in render distance to crash. So yeah, that was weird, of course. So for the touch controls, they fixed an issue where items could get stuck in the crafting table when using the touch input, and if the player is underwater and auto jump is enabled, as they approach a block that is one level higher than the current level, they will rise, and this will also allow auto jumping out of water onto land. So basically, auto jump works underwater, which is actually pretty cool. Still, auto jump, but yeah, if you're on mobile, then I respect you using auto jump. Anyways, as for the UI, we've gotten a header and title for the inventory tab in the inventory screen whilst using Pocket UI. We've gotten increased spacings between headers in the settings screen, and the touchpad scrolling now matches the operating system's scroll direction. Yeah. We've also gotten some parity changes. So this is a gigantic beta and preview. I'm not sure if I already said that before. Maybe I didn't. I don't think so. But it is. So they've renamed and enchanted weapons that are now displayed in respawn and chat windows with color when a player is killed by an entity using it. Yeah. So also, by the way, vanilla parity is basically things that they had on Java Edition that we didn't on Bedrock, but that we now do on Bedrock. Yay. Anyways, weighted pressure plates now produce the same sound as in Java Edition. Yeah. Melons and pumpkins can now grow onto mud, podzol, rooted dirt, and muddy mangrove roots. Nylium blocks are now grouped with netherrack in the creative menu, and the armor sounds will now vanish with no sound effects when killed with the /kill command. Next, for the mobs can now only enter a boat if they are smaller than the boat itself. Villagers will now generate green particles when a successful trade is completed, so that's pretty cool. Mobs no longer play the player eat sound when fed breeding materials. They've slightly decreased the panda collision box just to match Java Edition. And they've slightly increased the polar bear collision box. Turtles can now enter boats and boats with chests, and hoglins, polar bears, and spiders can no longer enter boats with chests because they don't fit. Basically, according to the logic, right? And that was actually the last of it. For the rest, we've only gotten technical updates, an entire list of them. And I never really go over those because most of you don't really care about them that much, and I won't understand half of what I'm saying myself. Look at that, it's already turning night. I don't think that's actually ever happened before during a beta and preview video of mine. So, that's something new, right? Anyways, the changelog will be linked down in the description, of course, so you can check it all out for yourself. You can also check out all the bug reports themselves are linked there too, as well as, of course, the technical changes. But for right now, that's that. Subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when next week's beta and preview snapshot, thing comes out. But for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.